City Council meeting to order on Wednesday, March 22nd, 2023. You get a better stand. Everybody allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic. Thank you.
Stands one nation under God.
Roll call.
Councilman Lenny Francisco. Present. Third District Councilman Terrence Hill. Yes, here. Fourth District Councilwoman Stacy Winfield. Fifth District Councilman Robert Garcia.
Present.
Sixth District Councilwoman Gilda Orange. Councilwoman at Large Deborah Bolaños.
Here.
Councilman at Large Dwayne Ransford. Here. Councilman at Large Kenneth Monroe. Present. Council President Monica Gonzalez.
Clerk Medina, let the record reflect that Monica called in and Gilda called in. They couldn't make today's meeting. Any minutes of the council meeting?
Minutes, the regular meeting Wednesday, March the 8th, 2023.
So moved. Motion made by Councilman Hill, second by Councilwoman Winfield. Any questions? There are no questions. Roll call.
Francisco. Yeah. Hill.
Yes.
Winfield.
Yes.
Bolaños.
Yes.
Ransford.
Yes.
Monroe. Yes. Garcia.
Yes. Any communications from the mayor?
I have none.
Any communication from department heads?
Accounts payable warrants. 032223 CC. 032223 LA. 030923 CC. 032323 CC. And 030723 CC.
There's a motion.
Mr. President.
Second. Was that motion made by Francisco?
Right.
Second by Councilman Ransford. Any questions? There are no questions. Roll call.
Francisco.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Winfield.
Yes.
Bolaños.
Yes.
Ransford.
Yes.
Monroe. Yes. Garcia.
No.
Payroll warrant biweekly 031723.
Motion. So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Hill, second by Councilman Monroe. Any questions? There are no questions. Roll call.
Francisco.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Winfield.
Yes.
Bolaños.
Yes.
Ransford.
Yes.
Monroe. Yes. Garcia.
Yes. We have on agenda Deborah Richards.
Councilman, Deborah Britter, city planner. This project has been pulled for further review.
Ms. Peters, which project is that?
The pivotal. The housing. It's in there.
We get, that included in our packet.
Is it ordinance 8? Yes. So you're pulling ordinance 8 from the agenda? For now, yes.
Okay. Anything else? Thank you. That has to do with the same one of pivotal, so All right, any committee reports? No committee report, any board reports? Any ordinance on first, reading?
Ordinance 23-0007. Sponsor Mayor Anthony Copeland. Additional appropriations ordinance for Public Works Department for various landscaping and maintenance contractual services.
Motion on first, second reading. Second. Motion made by Councilman Hill for first and second reading, second by Councilman Krasinski. Anybody here to speak on?
Good evening, Council. Renee Sid, Chicago Public Works Director. We're here to ask for appropriation of funds for a few projects that we have going on. Calumet Waste Recycling, the amount of $296,145.75 for lawn maintenance program. Divine Landscaping for $92,625 for lawn service, all coming from contractual service. Great Lakes Landscaping for $92,650, watering and hanging baskets throughout the city. Also, Great Lakes Landscaping for $96,697 for city landscaping. R&D construction, $293,445 contractual services. Lawn maintenance program, regional service for $283,486.64 out of contractual services. Lawn maintenance program. Servicescape for $20,040 for city planning pots out of contractual services. Servicescape, $63,390 out of contractual services. Columbus Drive bump outs. Servicescape for $10,275 out of contractual services. City Hall planning pots. And STM Enterprise for $294,284.55 coming out of contractual services. Lawn maintenance program. In the amount of $1.54338.94. That's what we're asking for, so continue the program. So the projects that we've been going for the last 5 years. Every year, everything goes up, increase. So that's probably why you see a little bit more than last year. But that's what we need to get this all to move forward with this.
Any questions on council? Councilman Hill?
Yes, Mr. Field. All this is for beautification of the entire city.
Yes, this is for the beautification of the entire city. This is for flowers, the sign in the parks. This is to manicure and edge and mulch in the parks. Especially if we're doing a lot of flowers on Columbus Drive there, the bump outs, the pots. We're doing renovation, new planning around the Veterans Park here, around the gazebo for the veterans. And this all adds up. This, to make our city look beautiful, it takes money. And it's good money to be spent on to continue to beautify our city for the residents.
Councilwoman Winfield, you got a question?
Can you also include the park right on Parish, 48 block of Parish. You know, where that little island is.
Yes,
The residents was concerned about them painting those
yeah,
cylinder blocks.
there's 12,
Yes,
we're gonna do that too.
okay. And also, will this be, including the weeds?
Yes,
Killing the
we
weeds?
got the program of, spraying the weeds throughout the alleys. So our residents don't get cited, the alley line. That helps a lot, plus, all the weeds on the curbs and the sidewalks. We're gonna have that going too. Citrus green. That's to help control the weeds, but we have to get this started early spring before it really starts growing, so we can control it. If we get this going later on in the summer, you just spraying and nothing's happening, it comes right back. And I want to say this is going to be done like twice seasons from the growth season.
Councilwoman, Ms. Winfield, are you done?
That would take us through to October, is that what it
Yes.
ends?
Councilwoman Milanos, you have a question?
Yes, I do. Jalen, I talked to him yesterday or emailed him and he sent me some numbers from 2023. Do you happen to have those numbers to read out loud so the viewers can also hear what 2023, the difference between, I'm sorry, to 2022 to this year, what the difference is? Do you have those numbers with you by any chance?
Yes.
Okay, can you please read some, the ones that you send me, please?
Yes. So last year for our line maintenance program, named the 4 vendors, so Calumet Waste and Recycling. Last year for 2022, AMP6 was $2,399.50 for an annual cost of $35,992.50. For AMP5, the biweekly cost was $1,020.22. And annual cost was $15,303.30. For AMP14, bi-weekly cost was $263.86 for the annual cost of $3,957.90. For a total of bi-weekly cost of $3,683.58 and an annual cost of $55,253.70. Total cost of parts was $147,000. For a season total for Calumet Waste for 2022, $202,253.70. For STM Enterprises, AMP4, biweekly cost $794.52. With an annual cost of $11,917.80. AMP8, $379.88 a biweekly with an annual cost of $5,698.20. AMP9 for the biweekly cost, $2,344.21 for an annual cost of $35,163.15. AMP16 biweekly cost $48.42. Annual cost $722.10. Bi-weekly total cost $3,566.75 with an annual cost of $53,501.25 with a park total of $147,000 and a season total for ST Enterprise for 2022 was $200,501.25. R&D construction, AMP1, bi-weekly cost $8,307.03 with an annual cost of $12,555.45. AMP2, bi-weekly cost $649.60 with an annual cost of $9,744.00. AMP7, bi-weekly cost $553.55 with an annual cost of $8,303.25. AMP15, bi-weekly cost $1,452.51 with an annual cost of $21,787.65. Bi-weekly total cost $3,493.69 with an annual cost of $52,390.35. Parks total $1,480. Oh, I'm sorry, Park costs $148,000 and $148,500. Season total for 2022 for R&D, $200,890.35. For regional services for 2022, AMP 3, $1,445.47 with an annual cost of $21,682.05. AMP 10, biweekly cost $547.93 with an annual cost of $8,218.95. AMP 13, biweekly cost $246.58 and annual cost $3,698.70. Biweekly total $2,239.98 with an annual cost of $33,599.70. Park total $168,000. 2022 season total for regional services $201,000, $599.70. And those are the 4 vendors. And
Okay.
from last year to this year, last year's acts ordinance 22-0022 is for the amount of $1,176,197.55. This year ordinance 23007 is the acts of $1.6 million. The total additional from last year is an increase of $423,802.45.
Okay, thank you, Jalen.
Any other questions, Ms. Milan?
No, that's it.
Any other questions? Council?
No.
Jane, I want to thank you for being proactive. You did reach out to us, you sent us email, you followed with a call, and I want to thank you for proactive. Continue to be proactive, because that's what we need. Did this go out to bid? I know last year we had a lot of other people inquiring because they would like to cut grass too, but this shit went out to bid. Contract.
Yeah, so the reason why we did go to bid for this is because of the pricing that we have. That it said each individual asked amount doesn't go over the threshold to ask for bid.
You can department head or okay. That's it. This question was for you. So, and my thing, I know last year we talked about it. I know a lot of people inquired it. So it didn't go out to bid.
No,
That's my only question to you guys. Well, before we vote, I'm just gonna make my comment. There's a lot of it shouldn't went out to bid as a double contractor that went out there and cut some grass here in the city. There's a couple of contractors that's in this contract that's doing political work for the mayor. And I think it's unethical for them to be on this list while they do political work for the mayor. So my vote today is gonna be no, but roll call.
Francisci.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Winfield.
Yeah.
Maloney.
No.
Ratzinger.
Yes.
Monroe.
Yeah.
Garcia.
No. Passes. Attorney, Jones,
Yes.
how do you want to handle this next one? Should we not,
Well, it sounds like the sponsorship's been withdrawn.
do we need to vote?
No,
Vote?
it doesn't have a sponsor anymore, so
Okay. Any orders on second or third readings?
Negative.
Any resolutions?
Resolution 23-0003. Sponsor Mayor Anthony Copeland. Resolution regarding an intergovernmental cooperation agreement with the East Chicago Citywide Facade Sign and Awning Grant Program.
Motion? So moved. Any second?
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Hill, seconded by Councilman Francisco. Is anybody here to speak on it? Ms. Peters, come on up.
hello. This supports the funding for the ambitious citywide revitalization plans that's been going on in the city. So there's two separate categories. There's the North Harbor and then there's citywide. So this supports all business within the city.
Was, some we had this before, was this ordinance different from the other ordinance we had in the past?
The ordinance or the resolution?
In the ordinance? What's the difference between both of them?
The ordinance? Are you talking about the one we just pulled?
No, we had an ordinance in the past for facade. We gave money for facade before.
Well, it's gotta be renewed every year, so that's why we bring it forth to the conference. That's just the difference.
Any questions for Ms. Winters?
I do.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna start with, from reading this, from what I understand, it's, how many businesses have taken advantage of this program? Do you know, in the last 2 years?
Well, since I picked up the reins, there's been 3, and then that's been since October. I have 4 sitting on my desk right now.
Okay,
So that's why it's important for this to be.
okay, and these grants, that help the businesses, are they totally, the money that's set for that? If there's any money left over, where does that money go to?
It goes back. Each applicant is capped at 25,000.
Okay,
So that's the most that they can be funded through this grant. Anything unused always goes back to the city.
and then this grant is offered every year? Is that what how it works?
Yes.
Every year? Okay. And how does this information get distributed to the businesses? I know we have a newsletter, but besides that, is there any other ways that we can get this information to other businesses?
That's a great question. So anytime a new business application comes across my desk and it's approved, we send out the approval email accompanied by a sign application, a facade grant, and a ribbon cutting ceremony. So any new business that is approved, it gets the grant automatically attached to the approval email.
So they get that information in their packet, you're saying?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, because I'm very active in the business community. And I do get some people telling me that there's some information that they don't get. I'm not sure if they're not reading their packet completely. It could be. But you know, I think that we have to find more ways to convince them or to get this information out to the rest of the businesses. I'm not sure, or do you hold any type of informational meetings for the new business owners or business owners that are in the city to update them on what's going on and what's available for them? Like, for instance, this program?
That is a really good question. My department is tackling it. Right now, the Lakeshore Chamber of Commerce is in charge of handling all that. And, you know, not being forthcoming, that is kind of a challenge or a barrier the department has identified.
Yeah, I would like to see if we can work together with these businesses and having some informational meetings held for them, and also trying to make these meetings not during the day, because the small business owners, they're workaholics. They work all day, and they're probably not available until the evening. But that's my input on this, only because I'm also a business owner and I've seen this, how this operates for the past 30 years in East Chicago. And I think there's a lot of improvements that we need to help the small businesses. The big businesses, they're one thing, but I think the mom and pop businesses are our bread and butter of this city. And that's what keeps our city alive, the small business owners. So I would like to suggest that maybe not so much count on the Chamber of Commerce. I'm sorry, but I would like to count on more on our department to work together with the small businesses of our city. That's all I have to say.
Any other questions from council? Ms. Curtis, did you say that you have issues with sending every business in the city, that information?
I don't have any issues sending that. I could do it. We could do it in conjunction. You know,
Yeah, if you can make sure you send out in English and Spanish. I know the city has access to that, because I know the fundraising takes every business, gets these tickets for fundraising. Somebody has a list in the city.
The
of every
controller.
business.
yes, the controllers has a list of all.
Yeah, if you send it in English and Spanish, I appreciate it.
I will.
Any other questions? Not hearing none, roll call.
Thank you.
Francisco,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Winfield,
Yeah.
Bolaños,
Yes,
Bradford,
Yes.
Monroe,
Yes.
Garcia.
Yes. Any old businesses? Any old business? I have one that, Ms. Goldman's, Gonzalez wanted to bring up. She has some residents that receive some high water bills, and the reason they said they were, they had the old meters, so when they over, they sent out new bills, and it was hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of water bills, which is unfair for the residents. It should have been just a wash. She wants a letter sent to, Guzman for the water department to be at our next meeting. But part of the Canada finance meeting, I want to call a meeting with her to find out what's going on. What we call the finance. Meeting. Any new business?
I'd like to announce that in the fourth district, I have a resident, Mr. Robert, Bob Wright, that's turning 100 years old this Sunday. He's the longest living World War II, Robert. I know this would interest you. Veteran in the city of East Chicago. And I would like to do, I don't know if I go to the clerk's office to have a proclamation prepared for Mr. Wright. Attorney John Gregor.
Well, depends on what you're trying to do. Proclamation or just a day, or what do you want to?
Well, to present him with a proclamation at his 100th birthday party, which is this Sunday, I will be attending it. And I would like to have my name along with the, be sure, of the council members. This man will be 100 years old and the longest living veteran in the city of Chicago. I know veterans are very important in our city. And I would like to recognize it, but I don't know how we go about that.
I have none at this time.
I know the city provides a proclamation, but I just didn't know how we go about it.
Those usually come out of the mayor's office.
Certainly could mirror what the mayor uses. Can you get me, maybe give me a sample of what?
I believe that, we can create something, we can work on it together. Yeah.
Thank you. Also,
Creative writing.
thank you. Also, just to announce, this is my second annual bunny hop. For the fourth district. Last year, myself and I had family members and friends along, we went along through the fourth district. And we had children, parents sign up for children to receive baskets. The baskets were delivered by 3 bunnies, along with myself. And the faces on the children were just amazing. It's something I won't ever end. I will keep it going. I just want to announce our deadline is April 1st. To find the kids. Fourth district.
This one, doing things. You sure you're very busy all the time. Any other new business?
Yeah, on that, Councilwoman, can I get on that? Then, other gentleman that's on this subject.
Any other new business?
I have
On me,
something.
We've been working with the Legacy Foundation. We coordinated a COVID-19 vaccination pop-up clinic. on Saturday, March 25th, from 11 to 2 p.m. at the Eagles and Lincoln on Broadway. That's 1411 on Broadway Street. If you get vaccinated, you'll get a $25 strikes and Van Tail gift cards. As a mask, just bring your ID and insurance card if you have one. Don't need to have insurance. But there's a pop-up clinic, and if you get shot, you'll get a $25 gift card for strikes. I said from 11 to 2.
You have a flyer?
Yes. Any other old business?
I have something.
Yes.
Just, I'm not sure if this falls here, but my question is there a way that we can get a report from the animal control department, or someone come in and give us an update on how that's working? Because I've heard some horrible stories of dogs, strays that have to be put down because they can't get a hold of anybody from animal control to pick them up. Is that something that we can request? I'm not sure. That's why I'm asking the question.
We could request that from the animal control.
Okay. I'd like to see that happen.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Is that it, Councilwoman?
Yes,
Councilman
thank you.
Yes, we can't reach the animal control, call the health department, because that's what I've been doing. They instructed me, can't get through the animal control. Call the health department, they will assist you, because I just had that done the other day to assist the new resident on my new Alcott area. Thank you.
Any other new business? Not hearing none. Councilman Francisci, are you ready for? Yes. Anybody have a public comment in the bring it up? Give it to the clerk. First one we have is Paul Myers. Got a picture, Mike?
Going to turn the page here, and instead of talking about Marktown, I'm going to talk briefly about a report that I was asked to do for the former mayor a number of years ago on the Historian Beach, Chicago's historic past. They asked me to come up with 5 other places besides Marktown. And I had 3 months to do it. I got it done in 30 days. I came up with 15 of them. The Carnegie Library and the Harbor, we are the only city in the United States to get 2 Carnegie grants. The Lake County Superior Court building still there. The Riley Bank building, I'm not sure if that's the one in the harbor or the one that they tore down. Washington Park Historic District, Block Stadium, they screwed that one up. Euclid Avenue, Chicago, 3 flats. Alder Street, Classic 2 flats. Main Street Historic District, St. George Serbian Orthodox Church, the Wiki House, just around the corner from here. First Congregational Church, City Hall, Main Post Office, Inland Steel Office Building, and the Marktown Historic District. They all need attention. They all need to be celebrated by the people that are on them, or that are there. The other thing, real briefly, I was very disappointed to hear that for the first time in this city's recorded history, that someone awarded the towing contract to a company in Hammond. So if your car gets towed here, it's not staying here. You're going to go pay a fee, and the storage fee and the tow fee over in Hammond. Isn't that a shame? Thank you.
Thank you. Margaret?
2 weeks ago, I had an incident happen. I went.
Excuse me, state
Well,
your
my
name and
name is
address.
Margaret. I live in Chicago in the harbor side on my Grand Boulevard 3820. 2 weeks ago, I had an incident happen. My son called me because Lake County was trying to go into his apartment building looking for somebody that did not live there because they had a warrant out for his arrest. My son tried to tell them that the person didn't live there and that he could not even come near that place because we suspect him of killing my granddaughter. So they wouldn't listen, so I ran to the police station. I'm trying to call Lake County that the guy was not even allowed there. And there was no police in the station at 12 o'clock. They're telling me to call up there. I'm calling, nobody's answering. The only person that helped me was Rich Medina. Not one police officer was in there while I'm worried about my son's building getting knocked over the Lake County. And we're telling him this guy's not even allowed there. So, you know, Rich took 5 minutes to help me out, call Lake County. We got it straightened out because they were threatening to go back and break windows if they had to. So I can't find one officer. This is not the first time. This guy has taunted my family, and I called the police, I called Lake County, I called Hammond, I called East Chicago, and nobody could do anything because there's not enough police officers here in East Chicago. And the guy's running around my apartment all the time. So I'm not safe, we are not safe. You don't have a grandchild that was killed, I do. And I live with this nightmare every day of my life because her killer's out here in Hammond, everywhere, riding around, going into the bars, and we call the police and get pictures. I went as far as going to Lake County and leaving pictures there, but he could be right here and we'll call the police and they don't have police, enough officers to go around. See, you don't have to go, and I had to go identify my granddaughter dead. And I know who did it. And I'm not stopping until he gets caught because he's in East Chicago, he's in Hammond, he's everywhere free. Why? Call the police, there's not enough police. Never enough police for any of us. I wonder where the money's at for them, for us. I don't care about anybody else, our safety. I have other granddaughters. And every day I live with the nightmare that this guy is going to be around my family. So, you know, start doing something for these police to stay here and not leave to different areas. Start helping our fire department because you don't know what it's like to have somebody in a fire. I do. I almost lost my son. And thank God for that time that we had fires.
Any other public comment out there? I hear none. Motion to adjourn. Okay, by Councilman Here, is there a second? Second by Councilman Paplasky. Roll call.
Francis. Yeah. Bill. Yeah. Whitfield.
Yeah.
Bolaños. Bolaños. Ransford.
Yes.
Monroe.
Yes.
Garcia.
Yes, meeting adjourned.
Or you know, how many days run on that? Fine. Okay. You know, the gentleman was first. So the guys got to go.
You know, yes.
You drop them there.